folks, people, my lovely friends. This is a new microphone. I've been struggling a lot with audio quality lately, so please excuse, I'm still trying to figure this out. If the quality isn't as good as it's supposed to be, then that is my fault. I apologize. Now, for today's video, we're going to talk about the crow pose. Pose is one of the most favorite yoga poses that I see when it comes to balance, especially upper body balance. And there is a really easy way to learn it, because if you truly know what you're doing, then the crow pose requires a minimum amount of strength and flexibility in general. So for one, you want to be able to get into a deep squat. If you don't know how to get into a deep squat position, which is basically just sitting right here, very relaxed, then I have a video right there that goes into more detail about that. Now, once we are in deep squat position, there is a couple of things that we can orient ourselves on that makes it a lot easier to get into the crow pose. For one, we're going to start out with having our armpits directly positioned on our knees. What that does is it helps us align our arms next to each other in a straight position. Now, the very first exercise we do to get into the routine is basically you got your armpits on your knees, you're going to straighten out, put your hands on the ground, and then you're going to move up onto your toes until your shoulders are directly aligned with your hands in one 90-degree angle from the ground up one straight line. So basically we're just going to repeat this a couple of times. Get into position and return, get into position and return. The next thing we want to do is, once we are in the right position, we want to start bending at our elbows. What I see a lot of people do is have their arms on the inside. That requires a lot of strength in your hip flexors and in your abdominals to actually hold this. What we're going to do instead is have our arms from the inside like so. We're going to go up on the top, and now once we are in a straight line, we're going to keep this 90-degree angle here, and we're just going to bend at the elbow, which looks like this. And hold for a couple of seconds and return back. Now, with each repetition, you're going to try and go a little bit further and try to find where your balance is, because at some point your feet are going to start leaving the ground by themselves. Before we get to this point, we just want to find out where it is, and then we're going to start with the Pseudocrow. You're going to go into a crow position, and you're going to start with one foot. You're going to raise one foot, and then you're going to try and find this balance point. And before you reach it, you're going to hold for a couple of seconds, relax, and you're going to repeat the same thing with the other side. You got your armpits on your knees, you got your hands on the ground, you're moving to a 90-degree angle, and you're going to start bending, raising your right foot, then trying to find the sweet spot before your left foot leaves the ground. Now, once we've done that a couple of times, we'll figure out where our sweet spot is for actually finding balance without having to put in too much effort. Yes. So next up, we can go for the full crow pose. And basically from here, all we need to do now is repeat what we did on the left and right side and combine them with each other. Now, put your hands on the ground. You're going to bend at the elbows, and you're not actually going to raise your feet. You're just going to move forward more until your feet leave the ground, and you can pull them in. You can actually look at the ground. Once you get better, you can pull in your head so you're not too much extended in your neck. What we can combine that with is either moving out of the crow pose into different directions. The dismount, I call it. For instance, my favorite crow pose dismount is going to the crow from here and switching into a pancake position. It's really easy once you've found the balance to move your body away from crow into different yoga position. Doesn't have to be a yoga position, could be you combine it in your mobility work and you just want to, you know, build in some balance work before you move into your flexibility routines, which you do dynamically. That was it for the crow pose. Guys, if you liked the video, consider subscribing, and I'll see y'all probably tomorrow, because new videos every day, which is something I do now. Thank y'all for tuning in. Captain Cairo. Peace out.